Warning, the brown cloud is approaching. Some will try to outrun it. Others may not be so lucky. But don't worry, it's all part of the fun at the Chili Cookoff for books and board games. Where the chili is hot, the flavors are bold. And Bear E has your back with the official Brown Cloud Preparedness Kit. Follow the plan. Know your exits, and whatever you do, hold your breath, because this temporary pain is all for a great cause. Join us, laugh with us, survive the brown cloud, together at Key Largo Lounge in Greeley.
Join us November 8th at 11 a.m. for the 10th annual Chili Cook-Off for books and board games at our home field, Key Largo Lounge, where our small market team is making a huge statement. Scan the code for tickets and sponsorship information.
Hey friends, I've been thinking, we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night, stepping out of her fear. Bring me home,
I'm here. Don't go nowhere. I'm here. I just don't know where the hell I'm at. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Come Together Compass, Pact Podcasting Networks. Welcome to Community Impact. In our lives, we have good days, we have bad days, we have great days, we have terrible, terrible days. I'm just going to come out and say it that last night is going to go down as one of the best nights that I have ever experienced, right, so far in my long life. And honestly, it's going to be hard to top this. The bar was set so high last night that it's going to be very hard to top it. And it's not because I went to go and watch one of my favorite bands since I was a kid, in my mid 20s. Yeah, that's absolutely very important. I at one point in time, there was like a 5-year block of my life where we were celebrating the 36th anniversary of Act 3 and the album release. And there was a 5-year block of my life where that cassette tape and eventually CD was in my player all the time. I you have dual cassette players, so you would have, Death Angel Act 3 on one side, and then you'd have probably something Megadeth, knowing me, or Anthrax, or whatever. But on the other one, I would just take and let them play, and you keep switching them. But and then you come up with 5, 10, 20 disc changers, and for compact discs. And I'll guarantee you, Act 3 was in there at all points in time. When I turned 18 and I was working on oil rigs, even though wildly against the rules, I would take and it would be, the cassette would be in on my side as I was changing oil on the motors, or as I was, if we had slow days while I was ditching, or while I was, you know, um, taking samples, whatever we were doing, it was always there. And when I moved from Kansas to Colorado, I used to do these things on slow drill days where we would just go and I'd sit on the reservoir pits, and on days that we could, on really slow days, and basically out of sight, out of mind. Make sure that you get your stuff done, get it done right. If somebody comes along, make sure you're busy, uh, but out of sight, out of mind. And so I would take and I would go and sit on these reservoir pits and look into the mount. In Kansas, I just look off into the prairie. I loved it. Silence, except for the motors, of course. I say silence, but the peacefulness. It's more like it. Not silence, it was just peaceful. And, you know, then I moved to Colorado, and I would make sure that I was aimed towards the mountains, and you would have all that. And it was just, there was something about the music itself, and about where I was and what I was doing, and the power of everything around me, and the feeling of everything around me, the feeling of the music, the power of the music, the power of the machinery that could instantly turn into something catastrophic. It was always amazing, and it was always something to me that, like I said, there was an inherent danger in it, but it was relaxing. It was calming. In a job that, quite honestly, is not relaxing, it's not calming. It's a you bust your hump, and you get the job done. You know, um, you take your rest when you can, because at other times there's just not rest to come. Well, going to celebrate last night, you know, with Death Angel, and listening to them. It's the second time I've seen them, and but this time it was so different, because this time I had my baby boy Justice with me. Any of you who know me know that I call him Oob. And having Oob with me last night, and not just having Oob there with me last night, but looking at him as this adult, and watching him experience this music that his decrepit old man used to listen to, and watching him mouth the words, and the smile on his face, interact with people in the crowd, being close enough to the stage where you know eh, you could and did literally reach out and fist bump the bands. I told him last night that one of the things that I miss the most about being able to go to these concerts, because of the head injury, quite frankly, is, if I were to have a heart attack right now, if my heart would stop right now, all you'd have to do is take and angle me towards that kick drum, and the power of that kick drum would definitely punch it back. Having that to where you feel the music, feel that in your chest. And then, like I said, having him there to where he was excited to be there. This wasn't something that I was dragging him to. This wasn't something that, you know, that he's like, well, I'm gonna do it for dad. He was excited to do this, and watching him experience this album that has meant so much to me throughout my life for the last 36 years. It was intense, and it was great, and there was so much to it. There's so much to it personally. I'm saying all this because we talk a lot about things in our lives that, even when our lives are going bad, there are small things that we can do that can remind us of all these wonderful things in our lives. And yeah, there was a little bit of money spent, not near as much as we should have spent, because it was an amazing show. And I want to thank Death Angel for coming to Greeley, freaking Colorado, and treating our little venue like we were at Red Rocks. They got in there and they didn't care if it was us 300 in this room or if they were looking at a sea of 300,000. They treated us like family. That's the metal way, guys. And I know a lot of people don't understand that. But in the metal culture, we watch each other. We love each other. We watch our backs. It's one of the reasons why motorcycle and that whole attitude came so easy to me. It's natural. It's the culture. It's who I am. There was a questionable moment where there was an individual who was kind of acting a little pansy, if you will, towards a girl, and I looked beside me and I noticed that there were two people who were watching the same situation, and and without speaking, we kind of came up with a way to make sure the situation was okay. And it ended up that they came together, that these two individuals came together. They were just in an argument. So her body was telling everything that, was kind of portraying this, hey, look, there might be a problem here, but the situation wasn't that. But it was, you know what, we were ready. If something was wrong, we were good to go. But it's been a long time since I felt that. And then, like I said, to turn to my left and see my baby, having just as much fun, experiencing his first pit, in which, of course, I can't do pits. My neck, I would have been paralyzed on the ground if I would have tried to do a pit. But, watching him experience his first pit, getting hit for the first time, getting hit and going, whoa, what the hell? Whoa, I wasn't ready for that, Dad. And I'm like going, yeah, yeah, you rarely are, I mean, they come at you fast. You're sitting there, you're not knowing what's going on. Next thing you know, you're on your ass. It's an intense feeling. But, and then, like I said, when it was all done, and he came and he dropped me off here at home. And we did the whole hugging each other thing and saying thank you for going, and thank you. And he goes, Dad, I wanted this. I wanted to be there. And it really enforces that there's nothing that you have to do to find your Zen. Your Zen, yourself, your feelings, everything inside of you can be natural, can be personalized, can be you. You cannot look at someone else and see what they do as their Zen and say, I'll give it a shot, and expect it to have the same reaction as it has for them. Hey, you you may have one hell of a time. You may have a great time. It might be your Zen. But never stop looking, and never, ever, ever take yourself out of the decisions where something as simple as going to a band that you've loved forever with your son being introduced to brand new bands. These kids were great. You never know what is going to take a difficult time in your life and grab you by the throat and say, you got this, man. Things may not be what you want. This may not be perfect right now, but right now, this is what you're working for. This is what you're doing. This is what you need to continue to do. You have to find it. You have to allow yourself the opportunity, no matter how silly it may sound. Allow yourself to be crazy and wild and different, because the truth is you need to be you. And yeah, if that is going to watch, the 36th anniversary of an album that you loved, you know, 36 years ago with your kid. Hell, I wish I would have been able to afford another ticket. I would have taken my dad. My dad used to listen to Death Angel with me when we were on the oil rigs in Kansas. When we were too broke to drive home, and we would camp in a city park. Listen to Death Angel and Danzig. Be creative. Be yourself. Be fiercely loyal to yourself. Find your happiness. Find who you are. You're never going to believe how much better you're going to feel when that happens. This is the second Thursday of the month, Wednesday of the month, which means we do have the Les Simpson Show coming up here in just a minute. Les is talking about a new program that is replacing Zoom and all those other conferencing programs that Les is involved with, and of course, Les being a giving partner. Anytime that you shop with Les, a portion of his of what you pay him is going to go to helping someone else in the community pay it forward family, people who have asked us for help, nonprofits, families, veterans, whoever. So you take and you make a business transaction with Mr. Les, and that's going to turn into a donation to somebody that you care about. So once again, I truly, in some off chance one of you guys are going to hear this, and I'm just going to say this: I never in a million years thought that I would be saying you guys were in Greeley, freaking Colorado. So who knows? Maybe you guys will hear this. Thank you for coming to Greeley, Colorado. Thank you for making this old fat man very happy by playing something and letting him relive a time that was peaceful. It was very peaceful in my life. Thank you for allowing me to do that. And kiddo, Oob, I love you, buddy. And I love you. Free boy, I wish you were there, but man, son, I've never been happier and prouder of you as being the man that you are. So, coming up next, once again, we do have the Les Simpson Show. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us, Z-A-K. My parents knew I was going to be a little when I was growing up, so they gave me 3 letters to remember. Z-A-K at communitypayitforward.us. Reach out to me, and let's get to working. Let's get good things to happen. You'll see a QR code up in the corner. That QR code helps us put it together. We have a plan. We have a format. Now we just need help getting it running. The Come Together Compass is coming. It is on its way. It is important. And it is a way that you and I will be able to help the next person that we see who needs our help so they can get better and help the person after that. This is the Come Together Compass. Please, 5, 10, 25, 250,000. I don't care. Yeah. Donate what you can. Help us get the Come Together Compass up and running.
Life hits fast. Crisis doesn't wait. And too many families face hardship alone. But what if one community, one movement, could guide people from crisis to stability and finally home? The Come Together Compass was created for one reason. No one should face hardship alone. Families are overwhelmed. Nonprofits are stretched thin. Businesses want to help but don't know where to start. Resources exist, but they're scattered, confusing, and hard to access. The purpose of the Come Together Compass is simple: to guide people from crisis to stability by uniting the community around them. The compass removes confusion, connects families to real help, gives businesses a meaningful way to give back, and builds a culture where compassion is the norm. At the heart of the compass is a belief. When we work together, we guide people home. Home isn't just a place. It's safety. It's support. It's knowing someone cares enough to walk with you through the storm. The North Pillar is physical needs, providing real, immediate help. Food, clothing, household essentials, transportation, emergency resources. When crisis hits, people don't need a maze. They need a map. The compass gives them a clear path to support. The East Pillar is emotional needs, because hardship isn't just physical. People need connection, encouragement, and strength. The compass offers peer support, check-ins, and mental wellness resources. Help that feels human, not transactional. The South Pillar is community connection, building long-term stability. The compass links families to nonprofits, business partners, volunteers, and community events. This is how crisis becomes stability, and stability becomes empowerment. And the West Pillar is the promise of the compass, the commitment that no one will be left behind. Every family will be met with dignity. Every partner will be valued. Every act of kindness will guide someone closer to home. The compass serves families and individuals facing hardship, nonprofits who want to collaborate, businesses who want to give back, donors and volunteers who want to make a real impact. The compass matters because people are struggling silently, because resources are scattered, because good people want to help but don't know where to start, because community should mean something. This is more than a program. It is a beacon, a guide, a promise. Join the movement, support a family, partner with the compass. Help us guide people home.
And there you go. That is a little bit about the Come Together Compass. It is something that's very important to me because it's helping people. It's helping people everywhere. It's going to be a program where, you know what, if somebody is looking, if somebody's having food insecurity, this is a way that we can list all the food banks in your area. That way these people don't have to go and hit Google and go through all the BS ads and say, yeah, we're a food bank. If you pay us the $49.95, we'll give you your entry, and you can do this, and then you can do all the other work to get to the free food, which is, an energy bar and a water or something. Not that having energy bars and water is a bad thing. I could sure as hell use an energy bar right now. But this is real help. This is also going to have an aspect to where if somebody's having a little bit of a difficult day, if they're not feeling like themselves, if they're just needing something, they can go to the chatbot, and the chatbot can tell them, hey, have you ever considered journaling? Can I give you the steps to start journaling? Can I give you the steps to start some of these wonderful breathing exercises? I watch, many of you guys know this, I love baseball, and I love the Kansas City Royals, which is an indictment on me saying I love baseball, but still, one of the things that I see every time, our superstar right now is Bobby Witt Jr., and one of the things that he does, in business, we've all heard this. In life, we've all heard this. But they were talking about how because Bobby Witt Jr. is doing this, now kids all over the Kansas City area are doing it. And I think it's a wonderful thing because it's teaching these kids exactly what that deep cleansing breath is. But while Bobby's up to the plate, before the next pitch comes, you see him stop, look at his bat, just a deep cleansing breath, because it allows him to take and focus back on what he's doing. He didn't like the pitch. He can say, screw it, take my breath, focus. He got mad at himself because he didn't swing. Screw it, take a deep breath, focus. Well, this is what the Come Together Compass is going to try to help people do. It's going to get them in situations that can help them. Our goal, folks, is very simple. To help everyone. And to do that, we need your help. Please, scan the QR code, give 5, give 10, give whatever. If you're a business and you have a product that you would like to get out to the world and you would like to say, you know what? Why don't you put this in an auction and see what you can do? Send it to us. We would appreciate anything that we can take and make a little bit of money on. And you know what? We're going to shout out your support. Again, I get to bring this up twice because you're going to see it again here pretty soon. This is a beautiful, beautiful blanket donated by Dignified Dementia. This is available right now on a program that somebody who donates is going to win this blanket. They're also going to win a free 1-hour reading from Lynn Sobolski, tarot reader extraordinaire, who is going to be here this time next week giving free readings for Lynn's Day. Free tarot readings for Lynn's Day. So make sure that you're right here. Hey, do me a favor before we continue any further with the Les Simpson Show. Like, share, subscribe. Help me help others. Please get our word out because our word is too good to sit still. We need your help to help others. We can only do it if we're all working, if we're all pushing in the same direction. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. And as I've mentioned before, it is the second Wednesday of the month, which means my good buddy, my longtime partner, and Mr. Brain Sales Guy, Les Simpson. Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass and Pact Podcasting. It is the second Wednesday of the month, which means one thing. It's the Les Simpson Show with our great friend and wonderful partner, longtime partner, Mr. Les Simpson. Les, you got some new stuff to talk about today.
You bet. And it all has to do with the way the mind receives information, the way neuroscience.
Yep.
First off, I want to introduce everybody to a new platform. If you've been using Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, and so forth, it's very restricted. One of the things about neuroscience, and this is one of the things, everybody pays or does the work themselves to get it up to the point of have a virtual meeting. And that's when it falls apart if it goes forward. And when people are, well, let me ask you this question. When you're going to buy something for your house, how many people do you interview usually before you decide on?
If we're looking to do a service, for the house, generally, we use partners of ours. So I've already interviewed them, and there's a reason that they're a partner with us, is because we have like the same values. But if it's somebody that we don't have a connection with, we'll talk to at least two, if not more. I don't ever hire first person. I always feel like there's traps that you have to navigate. And if you're just going to hire the first person, you're not seeing what's best for you.
Okay. And what when you hire them or when you interview them, what are you looking for?
Like I said, me personally, my biggest thing is, do these people like have the same, community values? Are they here? Are they like a circus? Are they here today and gone tomorrow? Do they care about my community? Are they here to, let's be honest here. Are they putting their tax money back into where I live? Is this good for our community? Or are these people just here because we had a tornado or we had a hailstorm, and they're here to make some money, here today, gone tomorrow?
Gotcha.
So I want to make sure that this is something that's going to be good for our community. It's good for the people that we work with, and that people that I live around are being positively affected by what's going on.
Okay. And I'm sure you want to make sure that they know what they're doing as far as doing the work.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good thing to have, make sure that they know what they're doing. Yeah, that's always good to have, So if I'm asking a guy to come and work on my roof and he brings in a plunger, gonna be a little scared, I'll be honest. So
and see, that's the way the brain works. Our brain receives information every day, and it puts it in short-term memory unless it has particular meaning for us that day and connects with us emotionally. And when people are meeting with us virtually, it's the same thing. In fact, what they're looking for, first off, is to know that we're different than the other people they've already interviewed.
Yeah.
They want to know we're a specialist. They want to know that we're creative. In fact, John Asher's book, Neuroscience and Sales, says in the first 60 seconds, you need to establish curiosity. Otherwise, they're wondering, why am I here? And so there's a new platform that is alternative to Zoom for anybody that's marketing or anybody that's selling anything. It might even be an idea. And it's called pitch. And first off, to tell you who, when you talk about quality, the person that developed it, there's a gentleman that has built and sold 3 technology companies. And he, after he sold the last one, he became a consultant for a lot of companies. And Zoom grabbed him. And instead of becoming a commissioned salesperson for Zoom, he made a deal with them that he would be a partner with them. And he built the biggest Zoom platforms around the world, the companies and so forth. And he came up with it. He was also one of the top strategists. He's responsible for a lot of the new Zoom stuff in the last 4 years. And he came up with a platform, and Zoom said way too expensive. And so he said, when you were a private company, it was really important for you to have customer relations, the experience. And what they told him was, oh, those people have been gone a long time. And so he says, well, this is where we part ways. And I'm going to build a platform, the next generation. And so we build it. And first off, it does establish the curiosity immediately. And it shows a person how to connect with other people. In fact, and this is for people that want to be creative, that want to show who they are, instead of just like this recording. In fact, it's the ultimate connection for anybody that is doing sales online. We're going to watch this 3-minute video, and then I'll explain more of it.
Yeah, before we move on to the video, I want to ask a couple things.
Sure.
Ask one thing, and then I want to make a statement. The one thing that I want to ask is, all of you out there in viewership land, do us a favor. We're recording this, so we're not live right now, but I want you to do me a favor. Think of your experience with Zoom, Google Meets, whatever you use. Think of all of the problems that you have with those platforms and put them in the comments. And we can get these comments to Les, and maybe he can take and tell you how Pitch is doing things different. And that way you can have like a question and answer segment by your own experience. Like, to be honest with you, using Zoom just a couple minutes ago, when we were setting this up, I tried to share something with Les and we disappeared. And that's concerning to me because I want to look at Les's beautiful face when I talk to him. I don't like hearing voices out of nowhere. I'm already a little crazy as it is. And just to hear voices that come from nowhere kind of freak me out a little bit. But, there's times that it seems like you confuse different things. And I think if what we can do is if you can tell us exactly what you have a problem with Zoom, that way Les can take and say, look, this is what Pitch does that's different, and it'll help explain it to you. So one of the things that I wanted to comment on was when the gentleman went to Zoom and he was talking about how they were based with customer support and stuff like that. I worked for a very, very large trash company prior to my accident, and the CEO was a guest on a wonderful television show where the president or the owner of the company, they go and it's called Undercover Boss. And he takes and he becomes an employee and he gets to ride around with different employees and stuff. And he sees what his employees are actually going through. I think it's a wonderful concept, and I thought it was a wonderful show. And it was very, very disheartening that you watched as this CEO understood what his employees were going through. And then 3 weeks later, we got the call that that CEO had been fired because the board was not seeing a pathway to finances. And that's why stuff like this is important, I think, to everyone. This guy's not looking at his bottom line. He's not looking at his financial statements. He's looking at what's best for business, what is best for his customers. And that's important to remember, because if a company is not doing what's best for you, if they're concerned about what's best for my pocketbook, less what they're telling you is, if we can find a shortcut, we don't care what you say. We're going to do it our way to make money for ourselves. And that's why having something like this, to where he's, gave up a good job to do things that's better for the customer, that's important, right?
Yep, 100%.
So, okay, so we're going to go on ahead and we're going to play this first 3-minute video, make sure that I've got the sound on and everything. And hopefully, Les, you don't disappear, but if I do, I'll pretty much see you when we stop sharing it, I think. So,
okay.
But here is the 3-minute video. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we will get Les to answer your questions. So here we go with this 3-minute video.
If you are watching this, you probably use Zoom, Google Meet, or reach out to people via text or email to run your business. And you probably know those tools haven't really changed in forever, which is the very reason why I'm here to tell you the answer to why pitch, why now, and why no other webinar platform in the world can be this powerful for you. While platforms like Zoom do a great job of connecting people, they are so yesterday's technology in how your guests can engage after you have just delivered your best content or presentation. Can they shop, enroll, book an appointment, fill out a form, or sign a contract? No, of course not. But now the question is, why not? In fact, in most cases, the only thing you can do at the end of your meeting is to send them a text in the chat, along with your best hope and a prayer that they will follow up after the meeting, instead of in the moment, when someone is most likely to say yes. So, before we go 1 minute further, go ahead, touch the screen with your mouse or your finger, depending on how you are watching me at this very moment, and experience why a text in the chat has now become so obsolete compared to this experience you are having right now. This is a completely interactive experience, whether or not I am even there. This can happen in a live webinar, in a recorded meeting, via text, or in an email. However and wherever you prefer to meet your guests, we can make it a completely interactive experience. With Zoom, at the end of a meeting, you talk to your guests about what you want them to do next. With Pitch, you tell them what you want them to do right there in that moment. And you can do that 1-to-1 or 1 to 600 people at the same time. It is also completely private. Imagine asking 600 people to enter their credit card details to purchase a product, and then the only person who can see it is the person putting in their own information. The user has total privacy and security while being in a 1-to-1 or collaborative experience, shifting people from watching to active participation. At every point of contact is a moment to move them to the next step or an opportunity for conversion. And if one of your guests doesn't happen to speak your same language, they will be able to hear you in 42 different languages with our real-time international voice translations. Do you work with a sales team? We can track the guests they invite and give them credit for their enrollments or sales through your company's affiliate or replicated websites. Are you starting to get the picture of what we are presenting and how revolutionary this truly is? Whether you reach out to people by webinar, text, or email, everyone always wants their guests to do something right at that moment. And now they can. So why wait another day using old, outdated technology? Let's get you on a live demo. Feel free to choose a day and a time so you can have an overview of how to use the platform in the best possible way. I look forward to seeing you live, seeing you soon, and seeing you on Pitch.
So, a couple things. One, the language barrier program that they've built in. I think as somebody who does work with people in different countries, and us being in a world where, guess what, not all of us speak English. I think it's so very important that we actually work with people in their language. You know, you leave money on the table when when you don't work with people who are from different cultures or different countries, whatever it is. So you need to make sure that you are taking care of your business by allowing your business to be a business.
That's 100% correct. And the very interesting part about this is it is live voice translation. If there's somebody on watching, let's say they're French, they're German, and they're Italian, then they're hearing you in French, German, and Italian. And when they speak, you're hearing them in English. And so it is really, now to clarify that one, as far as them speaking, it only can be one person at a time. It can't be everybody. They're muted and the one person speaks. And so that's one of the things. But as far as hearing it and so forth, they can hear it in their language. And so that's phenomenal. And by the way, at this point, it's in 200 countries. And so if you're working in another country and you want to do a presentation there, you can definitely do it. The other part of that is even like, let's say if you were selling something in LA, there's a lot of different languages there. And so it's all interactive. And like you said, up to 600 people can attend. And like, for instance, if you're presenting a nutraceutical and you're educating them on this different one, and they decide, well, I want this hand cream while he's going on. So they click on it, they sign up. But the interesting part there is, and this is super huge, is for network marketing companies. And by the way, some of the big ones have already come on. A manager at the end of the presentation, they always used to have to say, now, as he just said, now get back to the person that brought you here.
Yeah.
And it usually takes 3 or 4 days. And how much enthusiasm the person left. Well, now they'll be able to sign up that day and buy their cream or whatever on that representative's website, which is a game changer. And the other thing I want to mention to you is if you know companies that are sales forces, to clarify this one, this is, there's 3 different prices. $49 to have 100 people come to a meeting, $79 for the 300, and $99 for 600. And then there's $100 upfront fees, so it's $149 to start. And you're in business. And you can go out to sales organizations, and we have enterprise. What that means is then and go under pricing. Yeah, there you go. There's the 3 levels. But for enterprise companies, and again, this is not for everybody. To clarify that one, this is not for, because it's $49 per person, unless you're enterprise, and then you get 10, 20, 30% off if you have 10 licenses, 20 licenses, or 30 licenses. But it's for a sales force, to clarify that one. Like Microsoft actually is using this for their sales forces. To have a company meeting where you're just talking, don't need it. It has its purpose. And Zoom and Microsoft Teams and so forth, they have their purpose too, as far as just listening. But if you want interactive sales, the other thing is, so it's interactive, and plus the fact that when you send different people to the meeting, let's say a lot of people don't show up. So you record it and you send it to them. Now it's still interactive. So they can actually sign up and while on the recording. The next thing, as you mentioned, is the 42 languages. And the next thing is up to 400 people. The next thing that's coming by the end of this month is a CRM. Because if you notice that avatar that was talking, he was talking there. To create that, him talking, all you need is to take a picture of the person. As he said, if it's they're one person in a wedding deal, have the AI zero in on that. Take 30 seconds of somebody's talk, and then you can produce whatever video of the person. And so if you're online and you're selling something and you want a live testimonial, you now have your clients giving you a testimonial. If you have a specialist in your company or somebody your company uses to speak, like, for instance, on a face screen, now all you have to do is get that person's speech, write it out, listen to it 30 seconds, and now you have it live on yours. We can also, if you do PowerPoint presentations, you can interact with that. The other thing I'm going to be bringing this to is real estate. Because when a real estate person meets with somebody, they can go to the MLS and the different ones and put any website on here, and they can interact with it. So this is going to be huge for that. And so again, for $149, you're in business. And for everybody that signs up, if they sign up for the 149, you get 50. If they sign up for the 179, you get 75. And if they sign up for the 199, then you get $100. And that continues. And then once you have 3 people signed up, you get no more $49 a month. It's free. And then once you have 5 signed up, then you start 10% commission. And once you have 10, you get 20% commission. And once you have 20, you get 30% commission. And there's other, once you sign people up. So I'm really looking for people that have connections here, but I don't know of any business you can go to and start for $149 and have the possibility that this does. And so I'm having team members, and I educate them on neuroscience, because the other thing on this first platform is you can set the background you like where you want. And when I was telling you that in the first 60 seconds, you need to stab curiosity. So if a travel agent, for instance, has a cruise as a background, people say, oh, this is different. And immediately the curiosity there, the mind's open to listen to more. And so this platform is huge, and he's going to have the CRM coming, which when you text, email, or put a link to social media, you can have that video there for the 3 minutes, and he has less, as much as 1 minute, to grab people's attention and bring them forward. And so now if you can sign up, and Zach will have the link to sign up. And then if you're if you're not going to be using it, but you're wanting to represent it, you can actually sign up free. And you still get the 50 and so forth each sale. And after you do 3, then you can actually have your own platform. So if money is a problem, but if you want to start using it to sell, then the 149 is a huge opportunity. Questions?
Yeah, less of a question and more of a comment. It does state right here on this website that we were showing you as you were talking about it. It does plainly share with everyone that this is interactive with Shopify, Amazon, Facebook, Marketplace. So I mean, these are you're able to use this with whatever whatever you use as a website. So one of the other things that I really liked was, if you look how it just gives you a little bit of a sample of what this looks like, to where when you're talking, people are able to take and look on the side screen, and they're able to interact with what you're doing. It looks to me like these are tinctures for for something. I don't want to I don't want to imply that they're for vapes. It sure looks like it to me, but whatever it is, it is. But
Right.
this is the way that people can look through your inventory, and they can help create it. One of the greatest things about what you did say is, if this leaves it to where people can go on immediately and ask the question until afterwards. Because the biggest problem with that, Les, is a lot of times, if you have to wait until the meeting's over with, you forget what your question is. We're all human.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that great question, or that concern, or whatever it is, and if you wait until the end of a meeting or something, well, all of a sudden, that wonderful question or needed information that you needed to get out is gone. So having a platform like this is very, very important. But yeah, this is looking like, and again, if you use Zoom, if you use Google Meets, if you use Friends, or whatever that other one is called, if you have questions, if you have concerns about the program, well, I can't stand it when it does this. Does Pitch do something different? Get us those questions so Les can take, and if he doesn't know the answer, he can reach out to his mentor, and he can find out, and we can get answers. Because let's be honest here, we're all looking for the next big and bad thing. We're looking for the greatest thing that's going to work for us. And Zoom does not allow people to interact with you while you're on air. You can't. So, this is something that could be very, very great. I like your idea on bringing in real estate agents. I know that they work hard, or realtors, I'm sorry. I guess that is real estate agents. But little tired today. I had my injections into my head yesterday, so if you hear any whistling, that's just the air releasing from all the little holes in my skull. So, but and Les, on this, there is another little 2-minute video that we are going to share with everybody. It's a different video, so I'm going to go on ahead and play this, and we'll see. We'll get a little bit more information. So
Sure.
I'm going to go on ahead and share this with everybody. So here we go.
And this is the one that's shown for corporate.
The most effective ways to get in front of people live and in the moment is on a live webinar. You may be surprised to know more than 500 million people logged into a live webinar just yesterday, and will do so again tomorrow and the next day after that. And unlike trying to catch my friends' attention on social media, these people already found us. If you haven't heard of Pitch, Pitch is the newest live webinar platform, the first of its kind. A fully interactive live webinar platform that allows you to go from a standard Zoom type meeting we are all familiar with to a completely 100% interactive one at the touch of a button. a webinar platform designed to meet people on your favorite social media platforms, but bring them to a place where your customers can enroll or shop on your Shopify, Amazon, or replicated website. But even more importantly for someone like yourself, you'll be able to create smart invitation links for key members in your sales organization. They will be able to invite their guests to your meeting. All of their guests will enroll or check out on the replicated website associated with that special invitation. Imagine 10 different people inviting 200 guests, and each guest will be enrolling or purchasing products exclusively from the replicated or affiliate website of the person who invited them to the meeting with that special smart link. No integration or setup is required with your company. No transaction fees. Works anywhere in the world with virtually any website or shopping cart instantly. While yes, this can replace your Zoom with all the features you have come to expect, but it doesn't have to. Think bigger. First, this is a new interactive marketing tool for you and your potential prospects to enroll or purchase products in real time from your own replicated or affiliate site. Secondly, it's a sales tool for your sales team members to put people in front of you or your team leaders until they have watched you often enough working for them before learning to do the meetings all on their own. Pitch allows you to do it all and much more. Use email, text, or social media to attract guests by registering for a scheduled live event or clicking on a button to join the live webinar instantly from an AI-generated social media post. Meet people where they are at and connect with them all together at a singular, simple, live and fun event. We are in the technology business, so we can be in the people business. Let's start connecting with as many people as possible.
Again, with the interactive there, I think that's really cool, because let me show you something on Zoom. For me to show you a product that we have, I basically have to leave my desk and then kind of come up and hold this up to you right here. Okay, hold it up, and this is the information you got. I talk about it, I feel it, I share my thoughts on it. There's no description of it or anything like that. This is what we have right now. It looks like with Pitch, it looks like they're trying to do something a little bit different.
Yep. And one of the things that's coming immediately is we've been asked, for instance, senior citizens, if they're on and they don't know how to fill out a form, you'll be able to go to that specific person that asks, of the 600 are there, and help them fill out that form, which is huge. Okay. Especially for insurance agents and so forth. By the way, it interacts with, I can't think of the name of it. By the way, it also interacts with Fathom if people want note takers and others. But the other thing it does is, what's the online thing that you fill out forms? I'm trying to think what the name of it is.
You got Google Docs, or you've got, we used to use
the legal forms.
Oh, geez. I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it right offhand.
The person, like for instance, that they have a whole bunch of people on, they can have their website of something, I can't remember, but anyway, and open it up, and anybody that wants to click on it, it will send an email to them to clarify it, and then they can fill out the legal forms right there on it. DocuSign.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
So it interacts with it, and people can fill out their DocuSign while they're on the meeting with a person, and so it's pretty phenomenal. Again, unlimited possibilities. Love to have anybody contact me on my calendar, and I will show it to them. And also we'll talk about possibilities. And by the way, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2:00 Mountain, there's a training on these every single day. And so anybody that comes aboard and so forth can go to the training, get all and see all the different things coming. But this is just the start. And all the different things he has already are phenomenal. But there's other things I won't go into because I don't want to do a fire hose here. I think we've done enough. And so.
Yeah, and if you want to find out more information, of course, all the information is going to be tagged in the description below. Please make sure that you have already liked, shared, subscribed, tell people about what we've got going on here. It's very important for you to get this information out to the people who truly need it. And if you've got somebody in your sphere, in your world, that's doing any kind of selling online, this is truly a potential game changer for them. You know, this gives them an opportunity that Zoom just doesn't quite do. Okay. And look, let's be honest, Zoom is the best that we've had so far when it comes to one-on-one meetings or even webinars or something like that. And Zoom's been around for a while, and you know, where it's been very useful for a while. It's just, you know, they've been useful for a while for a reason, because they don't want to expand. They don't want to do things different. You know, they're stuck in their own heads that once you find something that works, stick with it. Well, no, let's improve. And that's what Pitch is. You can go and find out more by visiting my Pitch, and that's PXCH. It's mypxch.com. mypxch.com. I'm also going to connect Les's all of his information, his phone number, his email, his calendar, to the description so you can reach out to him. But the most important thing to do right now, folks, is to sit there. If you've got any problems with Zoom, with any of these things, with your Calendly, you saw earlier that they've got something that's going to replace Calendly. Do you have any problems with any of that stuff?
Actually, no. We're using Calendly or.
Okay. Okay. So, but if you're having any problems with any of that integration, put it in the chat. Let's get this information out there. Let's see what this is going to do to change your world.
And make sure they go to my link, not just mypitch.com / LESETP.
So, and yeah, I will be sharing that in the bottom, and people will get to go and investigate, learn a little bit more about it. But if you want to learn a bit more about it, get on this man's calendar. So, well, Les, this looks interesting. As somebody who just fumbled around for about an hour trying to figure out Zoom, this looks interesting. So, you know,
super simple.
It is really kind of funny how something that we've been using now since 2020, it's become part of business, but it never seems to get easier, does it? It always seems that there's some kind of problem going on. But so I'm really interested to see and learn more about this as we go.
But I also want to mention before we leave here, when they go to the MyPitch LES EPT, under pricing, if you're not needing the platform yourself, or you don't have the 149, scroll down underneath the pricing and you can join free. And when you do that, you sign somebody up, you get $50. And after you get 3 of them, you can have your own platform. So, but if you're going to be using the platform right away, the 149 again is a no-brainer, because once you sign up 3 people, you don't pay the 49 anymore a month. So and if put it on a credit card and sign up 3 people, you never end up paying anything.
So that right there would be very beneficial to somebody who is in a in a sales leading position, because if you had like 3 of your leading salespeople paying for their program, you would get yours for free.
Yeah, but let's clarify. If they're employees and their sales force, that's where the enterprise comes in. Okay. They only pay the $100 once, and then they, if they have less than 10, they just don't pay the 100 for the other 2, 3, 4, 5. If they have 10 or 11 to 20, then they pay the 100 once, and then they pay 10% off. And if they have 20, then they get 20% off, and 30 or more, they get 30% off with a one-time 100. So if you know companies in the sales field and they have employees, let's get them going. Because if you signed up 100 people with 100, multiply that, you've got a nice income.
Yeah. Well, money for you, money for them, and makes business work better. Look, we know we've left you with a lot of questions, but the best way to do this, get on Les's calendar and find out, talk to the man himself. You get to learn much more and have a better explanation than I could ever give. So, Mr. Simpson, thank you so very much.
You bet.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add before we close this down today?
No, I think that'll do it. And I'm looking forward to anybody that wants to really, and once you have 20 people and you're at 30%, then, and you get people under it, then the company is sharing profit with you. And then it can get extremely lucrative. But the whole idea is get 5 people to get into the commissions.
That sounds great. Once again, all of Les's information is going to be below. All you have to do is click on it, and it's going to lead you directly to him. You can also find Les's page on communitypayitforward.us. Just type in Les Simpson, and his page will pop up. You'll have all of his information right there. Les, thank you very much, and we'll be working with you throughout the month, and get ready for the recording for next month.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, my friend. And thank you to you. Please remember, any glitches that you have with any of these other programs, please put them in the chat. Let us find out what pitch is doing different to make those glitches go away. We will see you again next month with the Les Simpson Show. Thank you.
Bye.
I started my business, Clever Adventures, to show my kids that we can still have sorrow in our life, but we can still have positive activities. We can still be happy and sad at the same time. My goal is to help them learn that every trip we take, we are creating new memories. So my motto for my business, of why I created it, is to help you create new memories and creating those memories. I have Clever Adventures. I am a full service travel agent that specializes in disability and special needs travel. I have 3 children with autism, so I understand the everyday struggles of neurodivergence with food allergies and sensitivities. I also understand the physical disabilities between my father that had Parkinson's for many years before he passed away, as well as my father is an amputee and watching him travel. And I also have a friend that has cerebral palsy and watching her travel in a wheelchair and things. So I understand the visible and the invisible disabilities. Clever Adventures is hoping to help at least 5 disability or special needs families travel each month, and to let them know that they can still see the world And hopefully we'd be able to get to 10, 20, or 30 families that struggle with a disability or special needs to be able to travel and see the world one trip at a time. My love language is acts of service. I love helping other people and being able to do things for them. I don't actually charge for my services because I hope that I would be able to plan your trip for you, plan your vacation, so that way I get paid on the back end with the commission. So let me do this for you at no additional extra cost because it's already been built in. I also know that there are so many people out there that are struggling, and I've had to ask for help. I've had to have a lot of people be there for me, and so I believe that whatever you put out in the world will come back. And so I want to make sure that anyone that is struggling with a disability or special needs, that if they need assistance traveling the world, they want to go see the world, they want to be able to go do all of these things, that they have the resources to have a enjoyable trip, a successful trip, and be positive memories instead of all the bad things that could have happened because they were trying to plan without the assistance of an expert that does all the research and makes sure that they know everything before. So I want to give back and pay it forward, and I love everything that this community Pay It Forward program is doing because it literally speaks to my heart.
Look, I want to say thank you to Les very much, and I also want to welcome Lori to the program, to the Community Pay It Forward program. Remember, anytime you shop with someone like Lori or Les, their purchase, that purchase that you make from them becomes a donation to someone who has asked us for help. Those donations, those people go anywhere from nonprofits all over the world doing wonderful things for great people who need help, to your local neighbor who just something bad happened and they need a little helping hand. We're not a nonprofit, folks. We're here to help. That's our goal. So please check us out, communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that is communitypayitforward.us. All of my information is right there on your screen. You can get a hold of me. And please remember, it is best if you text me first. I am deaf in my right ear. Even more deaf after last night, but I am deaf in my right ear. And I have to be in a quiet room to be able to hear conversation and give you my full attention. So please shoot me a text first, and it just helps me get us to where we have a very comfortable conversation. I want to thank Les for a wonderful, wonderful show. I'm looking forward to seeing what this does because, quite frankly, let me try this again in English. Quite frankly, Zoom has always been something that it's just never done it for me. I know it works for a lot of people, but Zoom just does not do it for me. There are other things. I think some of the other ones have neat things to them, but they're not good. So I'm excited to see what comes of this new program. You know, hey, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this is a way that maybe you can make a little bit of extra money. And you can definitely increase your sales because it's right there on the screen. And that's so important because people have short attention spans. That's just the way it is. I'm not trying to belittle anyone. That's the way it is. If you don't get us right then and right there, we're off to the next thing. It's the reason why everything has got to be short, concise, except for, of course, my videos that last for frickin' ever. But, hey, I love doing this. And I love trying to find ways to help you help others. So, once again, Oob, I love you. I love you, kid. Thank you so much for making your old man happy. Last night was such a good time. And I also want to, once again, I want to thank Death Angel coming to our little burg here. You know, if you would have ever told me that I was going to get to watch Death Angel in Greeley, Colorado, I would have asked you, are you high? And wouldn't have believed you if you said no. And it's weird because in Greeley, Colorado, we've had part to do with, we had something to do with Children of the Corn 2. And for Closure of a Dream, the Megadeth song, the video for the Megadeth song was shot outside of Loveland, Colorado, which is right here, which is a depressing song. God, that song still is depressing to this day, and it still holds up to this day. But, yeah, more about my music. Y'all are learning a little bit about me. By the way, I'm a metalhead. I don't know if you know this or not. Yeah. It goes really well with my wife's country music. Yeah, there's never any battles there. Quite honestly, tell you the truth, I'm liking a lot of the country music that I'm listening to. Some of it's really, really cool. You know, I'm actually finding some stuff that she doesn't like. It's got more of like the more bluesy sound to it, the old bluesy sound, and I'm really liking it. There's actually this one that I heard the other day, and it was dark country. It was a dark country sound. And I'm going to investigate into that because it was, well, quite frankly, it was awesome. So, who knew that music and sobriety could be this much fun? I would have never put the two together. Well, folks, I do want to remind you, the best way to remind yourself that you're good is allow yourself to be yourself. Stop being other people. Stop trying to impress people. Stop trying to fit into their little box to fit into their crowd. You're not them. You're not. You'll never be them, no matter how hard you try. Look, an actor can be someone else until they're done, and then they're back to being who they are. They're trained professionals. You can never be someone else, so don't try. Stop trying. Stop doing this. Let's work on finding out what works for you. And we can do this by one simple thing. Put a comment in this video right now. Put a comment in here and say, this is what I did. This is how I stood out. You know what? On June 9th of 2026, my son and I went to a Death Angel concert, and I felt alive again. I felt alive again, and I remember something that I've been missing since my motorcycle accident. Quite frankly, I haven't been able to do this since the motorcycle accident. It's been a long damn time. But I felt alive again. You know, Will kicking his drums and just that beating in my heart. And meeting Ted and Will on the street and scaring the shit out of them because some big old fat guy came walking up, fanboying them. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to do that, but look, it's you guys. Sorry. And neither one of you were around when this album was made, but you still play it today, and you're still part of this amazing band. So, yeah, I'm a wackadoo, but it's what it is. It's who I am. I'll never try to be anybody different, because you know what? I can't. This is who I am. Be yourself. Be good with yourself. Because you have value, and never let anybody tell you that the person you are right now has no value, because that's bull. Look, one last point, and then I'll let you go. The truth is, I used to get on my kids about playing video games all the time. Justice loved Minecraft. And I used to always look at him and go, what is this? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you doing this? I never allowed him to explore it. Granted, he didn't listen to me anyway, but the truth is, I could not see in front of my disdain for what that was. About 3 years ago, I met a guy, young man, wonderful, wonderful guy. I loved our conversation together. I'd love to actually catch up to him. I need to find out what he's doing. Haven't done it in a while. But this young man is making a great living by teaching people teamwork by Minecraft. By using Minecraft to build teams together. You have something that no one else has. Maybe you eat a banana sideways, but that's you. That's what makes you happy. Be happy with that sideways eating banana person. Because you are, absolutely are who you need to be for you. And this world isn't for everyone else. You are definitely not for everyone else. You, my dear friends, are for you. And you can only help people if you remember who you are and what you have. If you'd like to talk about it, please shout me out. There's my name, my number, my email address. Hopefully it's all spelled correctly. Hopefully I got Zach correct. I do always tell people that Mom and Dad knew I was going to grow up to be kind of dumb, so they only gave me 3 letters to remember. The funny thing is that Zach and Zachary are spelled completely different. And I don't know if I have ever mentioned this on the show. One of the greatest things about my name is I went through the beginning of my life. My first 16 years of my life. Actually 17. I didn't care about getting a license. I was driving. I didn't get my license until I was 17. But when I turned 17, I went in to go get a driver's license, and I was told, no joke on this, I was told, I'm sorry, we cannot give a license to someone who cannot even spell their name. You what? What do you mean I can't spell my name? For the first 17 years of my life, I was spelling my name Z-A-C-H-A-R-Y, because that's the way Mom and Dad intended my name to be spelled. Z-A-C-H-A-R-Y. Well, if you look on my birth certificate, Mom and Dad never knew this either. The doctor, or drunk veterinarian, whatever the hell he was, on December 24th, 1971, spelled it Z-A-C-H-A-R-I-E. And so I went in there, filled out the application, did all the things. I actually passed the test. Which is so freaking frustrating because I failed it the next 2 times. but I misspelled my name. So they tell me right there. And I have people behind me looking at me like I was absolutely an idiot. And obviously I was, because I didn't know how to spell my own name. Z, is what it is. But that's when I learned it's just so much better just to go Z-A-K, Zach at communitypayitforward.us, Zach at communitypayitforward.us. Once again, thank you, Oob. I love you. Free Boy, keep up the great work. I love you. Britt and Kayla and Mason and kids, I am so excited that you're going to be here in the next couple weeks. I am so thrilled that you all are coming home and going to visit us for a little bit. This is thrilling to me. Les, thank you. Great show. Please get a hold of Les. All of his contact information is in the chat. All you have to do is ding it and it'll take you to him. Visit communitypayitforward.us. In the search engine, Les Simpson. If you want to learn more about what we do at communitypayitforward.us, folks, shoot me a text message. Say, hey, Zach, I need to know more. We can get on a one-on-one. I can send you the information. We can do whatever we want, whatever we need to do. But I need you. I need you to join us and make sure that everyone knows no one ever has to walk alone. In this world, in this big-ass scary world of ours, when we all come together, okay? We're here. Let's pick each other up. Let's help each other out. It's a simple thing. Smile, hold a door, make someone laugh. Tell them a story about how you misspelled your name when you went to go get your license at 17 freaking years old. Anyway, I'm going to say one more time, Death Angel, thank you so very much for one of the best times I've ever had in my life. Thank you for coming to Greeley, Colorado, proving that, you know what, our little town stinks, but we're good people. You guys kicked ass. Violence, insight, all of you guys. Everyone, it was great. Everyone there at the show was very polite. Loved seeing the little kid there on Dad's shoulders. There was a little girl in the back. Loved seeing kids getting brought into the metal family. It was great. But be yourself, folks. And please remember, once again, to love someone out there because someone out here loves you. No one. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. And no one needs to walk these scary roads alone when we all come together. One last thing, please make sure you never shut up. Silence has never helped anyone. Tell your story. Someone out there is going to hear the words that you say, and it's going to help them out of a very difficult situation they're going through. Never shut up. Your stories, what you say, can help people. You may never even know it, but you could save a life. You could make a day. You know what? You could just help someone out. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week when we have Wednesday coming in. Free tarot readings right here 1 week from tonight with our friend Lynn Cebulski on Wednesday. I love you all. Thank you so very much. Please, please, Zach, Z-A-K, and I know I checked the dictionary, that's the right spelling, Z-A-K at communitypayitforward.us, Z-A-K at communitypayitforward.us. Thank you so very much. Have a great week. Go out, have fun, be yourself, because you know what? That's all you can be. You're not anyone else. Just be yourself because, damn it, you are good enough.
Warning, the brown cloud is approaching. Some will try to outrun it. Others may not be so lucky. But don't worry, it's all part of the fun at the Chili Cookoff for books and board games. Where the chili is hot, the flavors are bold, and Bear E has your back with the official Brown Cloud Preparedness Kit. Follow the plan, know your exits, and whatever you do, hold your breath, because this temporary pain is all for a great cause. Join us, laugh with us, survive the Brown Cloud, together at Key Largo Lounge in Greeley.
Join us November 8th at 11 a.m. for the 10th annual Chili Cookoff for books and board games at our home field, Key Largo Lounge, where our small market team is making a huge statement. Scan the code for tickets and sponsorship information. Every Friday, people across the country put on red for one reason: to honor the women and men who left the comfort of home so we can live freely. These shirts are not about politics. They are not about a war. They are not about religion. They are about gratitude. They are about respect. They are about remembering everyone deployed. When you purchase one, you help us launch the Come Together Compass, a program built to guide families and heroes to the support that they need. Wear your pride, wear your gratitude, support Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed.
Bring me home, out alone, you show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite